According to Didier Drogba, Carragher was the toughest opponent he ever faced, and according to Steven Gerrard, a teammate of Carragher for almost 20 years, when you look at Carragher, you see leadership, character and bravery. A winner. When you're going into battle, you know that Jamie is not going to shy away. Nowadays, we are used to seeing Jamie as a pundit and commentator joking around with his good buddy Gary Neville, but he actually had a decent football career before all this, a career spanning almost 20 years, and we are going to uncover it all.
Nosy this fella, isn't he?
Don't worry about it, Jamie. It's going to be a good one. Oh, one more thing, Jamie. Personally, I think everyone who watches this video should press the like button and subscribe, but I could be wrong. Do you like people who don't press the like button?
No, not really.
I appreciate that. Welcome to Football Reminisce, and this is the career story of Jamie Carragher. Jamie Lee Duncan Carragher was born in Bootle, Merseyside in 1978. His father, an avid supporter of Everton. Carragher's middle names, Lee and Duncan, were actually a tribute to Gordon Lee and Duncan Mackenzie. Lee, the manager, and Duncan, the striker for Everton at the time. Despite all these Everton connections, he ended up joining Liverpool's academy at the age of 10, Everton's direct rivals. He did spend the next year at Everton's School of Excellence, but returned to the red side as their coaching setup under former player Stephen Highway was superior and more developed. Jamie did turn up wearing a Graham Sharp Everton kit on several occasions though. For those not familiar with the rivalry, imagine turning up at Real Madrid's training ground donning an Atletico Madrid kit, or worse, attending a Marvel meeting wearing a DC costume. He failed to impress in his first appearances due to his small stature and was moved further forward into midfield, where he established himself almost immediately. He made his debut for the reserves team in the 94-95 season and was named man of the match on his debut against Blackburn. He was part of the Liverpool side that won the 1996 FA Youth Cup, winning 4-1 on aggregate against a West Ham side that included Rio Ferdinand and Frank Lampard. During this tournament, Jamie was moved back into a defensive role. Less than a year later, he was called up by first-team manager Roy Evans for a League Cup quarter-final match, coming on for the final 15 minutes in a 2-1 defeat. Just 3 days later, he made his Premier League debut, once again as a substitute, but this time he got some substantial minutes, coming on at halftime in a 0-0 draw against West Ham. A week later, Carragher was scheduled to make his first start at centre-half in a match against Aston Villa, but was replaced in the final hours by the more experienced Bojan Tor. As fate would have it, Patrick Berger was taken ill and Jamie ended up in the starting 11 for that game, in central midfield though, next to Jamie Redknapp. Having already featured in this position during his youth days, he adapted very quickly and played really well. To cap off that performance, he scored his first professional goal past goalkeeper Mark Bosnich. It was the opening goal of that game. Jamie Carragher! Now, you would think that a performance like that in his first start would act as a catalyst for more game time, right? Well, that didn't happen. That actually turned out to be his last appearance that season. In the next campaign, Jamie started breaking into the first team, managing 20 league appearances. He was utilized in several different positions, mostly centre-back, full-back and defensive midfield. During the late 90s, a lot of player wages increased due to the Premier League reaching a new global market. The television and marketing revenue was higher than it had ever been before. A lot of the Premier League players landed endorsement deals and were often seen with different brands and agencies doing all the commercial work. The media did not like this, and one of the teams that was really criticized was Liverpool. Jamie Redknapp, David James, Robbie Fowler, Steve McManaman and many others were seen as photogenic and fame money hungry. This Liverpool squad was dubbed the Spice Boys, basically the male version of the Spice Girls. The Daily Telegraph described them as a group of high-spirited, fun-loving young players who were a central feature of Liverpool's talented but underachieving squad. One of the players who wasn't caught up in all of this drama was Jamie Carragher. He focused on the football instead, and when Gerard Houllier was appointed manager in 1998, Jamie Carragher became a regular. He made 44 appearances that season and was voted Liverpool's Player of the Year. That summer, Liverpool signed defenders Sami Houllier and Stefan Henschels. It was Houllier who partnered Carragher in the beginning of the season. Liverpool lost 3 of their opening 6 games, and in a match against Man United, Jamie had probably his worst Liverpool performance, scoring not 1 but 2 own goals in a 3-2 loss to Sir Alex Ferguson's side. Not great, especially against your rival. rivals. Gerard Houllier never played Carragher at centre-back again, instead opted for the new summer signings Houllier and Henschels at centre-back for most of the games. Carragher was moved to right-back and Liverpool ended up conceding just 6 goals in 10 games, with Houllier and Henschels forming a solid partnership at centre-back. He did also make his international debut in the same year. Jamie was moved to left-back for the 2000-2001 season, a campaign in which Liverpool completed the Cup treble, winning all 3 Cup competitions in the space of 3 months, the League Cup, the FA Cup and the UEFA Cup. Jamie made 58 appearances that season, and later that year more success, the Charity Shield and the UEFA Super Cup, making it 5 trophies in just 7 months for the Liverpool side. He continued featuring regularly for the next year but missed out on the 2002 World Cup after a knee operation. He suffered a broken leg at the start of the 2003 season after this horrific tackle by Blackburn's Lucas Neal. He only made 22 league appearances that season, not only because of the injuries but also of the emergence of new signings Steve Finnan and John Anarisa. There was a couple of positives though. Liverpool secured another League Cup and Carragher was named vice captain. The 2004-2005 season proved to be a decisive one for Carragher. Rafa Benitez was appointed new manager and immediately moved him to centre half, where he featured alongside Houllier for the entire season. In the words of Rafa Benitez, "When I arrived, I could see that he had character. He was shouting at teammates. For us, a centre-back must be a player who can control and lead other teammates. Carragher could do that very well." He was a key component of Liverpool's Champions League run that season. He made 2 incredible last-ditch challenges in extra time of the Istanbul Miracle. All this while he was suffering with cramp. He featured 56 times that season and developed a reputation as a strong, positionally aware, no-nonsense centre-back, and as a result remained in that position for the rest of his career. That year, he featured in every single Premier League game and every single Champions League game. He was voted Liverpool's Player of the Year for the second time after helping them win both the Champions League and the UEFA Super Cup in 2005. And oh, did I mention, he was also nominated for the Ballon d'Or. The Reds went on to win both the FA Cup and Community Shield the very next year. He featured for England at the 2006 World Cup, replacing the injured Gary Neville in the squad. Between 2005 and 2010, he missed just 9 Premier League games, setting appearance records almost every time he played. His level of consistency was unmatched. He won the Player of the Year award for the 3rd time in 2007 as Liverpool fell just short of winning another Champions League trophy. He set a new record for most appearances in European competitions for Liverpool and a British record for the most games played in Europe. During his final years, he mostly featured in the Europa League and other cup competitions. He played his 500th league game for Liverpool in March of 2013 and 2 months later made his 737th appearance in his final game for Liverpool, a 1-0 win against QPR, receiving a standing ovation from both sets of fans and players as he was subbed off in the 87th minute. When playing at fullback, Carragher was labelled as a limited defender due to his lack of pace and technical skills compared to other fullbacks. As a centre-back, he was regarded as one of the best Premier League defenders, strong, consistent, versatile, hard-tackling, old-fashioned centre-back. 508 Premier League appearances across 17 seasons for Liverpool, the most of any Liverpool player, 9th on the all-time list in the Premier League. 737 Liverpool appearances, 2nd on the all-time club list. 150 European competition appearances for Liverpool, a record. The Fans Player of the Year 3 times, 2 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, 1 Champions League, 2 UEFA Super Cups, 1 UEFA Cup and 2 Charity Shields. Also, a runner-up in the FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, Charity Shield and FIFA Club World Cup. To quote Jamie Redknapp, Carragher was ultra competitive, the most driven footballer I have ever met.